14 weeks and rolling. I never get tired of that opening. I love that song. Hi, everybody. Ron Onesti here from Rock and Roll Heaven, the Arcada Theater in St. Charles, right outside of Chicago. My background here, it's actually, I'll tell you, this isn't the Arcada, but I'll tell you about it a little bit. And we are hanging and banging like we do every week. We do it with my brothers, my older brothers. Unfortunately for Vinny, I found out you're older than me, Vin. We're going to bring him to the stage. Welcome from Dio, from Last in Line, from Black Sabbath, Vinny Appice, my brother. How you doing, brother?
What do you mean I'm older than you?
You're much older than me.
I'm 16 Celsius.
I'm still in Fahrenheit, even though I'm European.
Okay.
Let's also bring our older brother, and I hope you don't mind that I have assumed him as my older brother as well.
Yeah, you can have him.
Thanks a lot. From Vanilla Fudge, Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck, and so many other things. There he is, Carmine Appice. Welcome, Carm.
Hey, dude. How you doing?
You know, you're saying you're sorry you're late, man. 60 seconds early is better than 60 seconds late, so you're right on time.
You're right. You're right.
We've seen that movie Gone in 60 Seconds, so we figured.
That's all we need, right?
Yeah.
Well, thanks, you guys. Hope you guys had a great week. How was your week, you guys? Just hanging out?
Yeah, good. I had a good week. Vinny coached me on getting my first drum sound in my studio, and I put it down on a track recorded with a young guitar player that wanted to work with me. So I'm using that as my experimental guinea pig to get my sounds in the studio together. So
isn't it something how history kind of comes full circle when you guys were much younger and you gave Vinny his drum sounds for the first time? Now he's just turned the favor.
Yeah, and it's he did a great job. He built a computer, which is right here. He built that baby. You know, all that, put all that together, and it's going to be great. I already got like other things to do here, like a Leslie West album and a Pink Floyd tribute record and a couple other cool things.
Well, it's really something.
I didn't send him the bill yet for the teaching.
It's coming.
No, he
just
sent me the bill for building it.
I just sent him that. I didn't send him the teaching bill.
The tutor bill.
The tutor bill.
The tutor bill. The titter bill.
Hey, take it easy, you. Well, like I said before, family only goes so far, right? Business is business.
Hey, I want to know what T-shirt you're wearing tonight.
So here's the thing. I said this to Ben earlier.
No
here's the thing. Where I am, I was elected president. Where's it at? The National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame. There you go. I don't know if you can see it. And there we go. Tommy Lasorda, Mike Piazza,
Nice.
Joe DiMaggio. So, and tonight is our bocce ball tournament. And I came in from the bocce ball tournament. That's right, 10 feet from me right there.
Oh, nice.
And so that's why usually I got my rock and roll shirt. But hey, we are hanging and banging tonight, guys. I'm telling you, bassist extraordinaire. I'm so excited about this guy because he has appeared at the Arcada Theater. And we've been together. We've seen him several times. You guys, I found out, know him really well. Let's welcome him right now. Again, bassist extraordinaire from Dio, from Dokken, from Foreigner. Give it up, Jeff Pillson.
Hey.
There he is.
Everybody's in their studios. Look at this stuff.
Yes, of course. Hey.
I'm never going out again.
Yeah,
here's the thing, though. Here, Jeff, every week, because Vinny's been working. I mean, Carmine and Vinny been working really hard on getting a lot of our guests because they got their relationships are so friggin' deep. But I gotta say, out of 14 weeks and maybe 16 or 18 guests, I don't know, 15 are from Brooklyn, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But let me just say, we have a guy from right out. Where is he at? Right there. Right from outside of Chicago, Lake Forest is where he was born.
Oh,
that's right.
So there you go.
There he is. There he is. There.
Illinois.
Finally.
And
But
Sony, by the way. So, another Italian American.
Wait. Are you serious?
My family were the original flying Pilsonis in Europe years ago.
Right.
No.
And so, and I live on Mount Pilsoni. So there you go. Come on.
You are busting my onions right now, Jeff.
No, it's true. I known him for years, and,
Yep.
and
Really?
he showed me all the family books with the Pillsonis on the high wire and the.
Yep.
Oh, that's a big deal. Let me just say, it's a big deal. I mean, I know about the Pillsonis, the Walendas, the other ones, it's all the Italian, what they did. I'm crazy enough. You're not going to believe this. I'm like a student of that stuff, Jeff. I really am.
Well, I'm glad it's Pillsonis then. That's cool. It makes me feel good.
Well, here's the thing. Awesome. I wish I could show you, but on my list, I was going to like throw it in there, as if a joke. I can't believe you're actually related to the Pillsonis.
Yeah, that's me.
That's a big deal, guys. As big of a deal as the Appice and Appice family is, let me just say, we have other royalty on this show tonight.
So what did they do? They just dropped the I in America? Do you just drop the I?
Yeah, of course. Just like you guys, drop your pronunciation. One guy Appice, one guy.
Carmine used to drop his pants.
Hey, don't laugh. I got a picture of both of us dropped our pants.
That's true. I've seen that.
We want that picture. No, it's probably when his family came. It's probably when his family came through Ellis Island, like a lot of us, and they shortened the names.
Actually, you know what though? We actually came through the Isle of Lucy, and that's how we got there.
Wow, that's something. Well,
I didn't know that. I didn't know Jeff is Italian.
Yeah, that is freaking awesome. I'm going to talk to you offline about that, brother, because I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome, man.
His family, the Walenda, somebody crossed the Grand Canyon or something, Jeff's family, they tight-roped across Laurel Canyon.
Right. Those are my roots in L.A. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they didn't use a high wire. That's the fun thing about it.
Yeah, that's right. We used
they went across Mulholland. They didn't go on a wire.
So, Jeff, how you doing through all this crap? How you keeping yourself busy?
Well, a lot of time in the studio. Been doing a lot of studio projects, which is great. I mean, honestly, because I've been on the road so much the last 15 years, it's been really nice being home. I mean, I know this has been a terrible time for a lot of people, but I've been spending a lot of time with my family and a lot of time in my studio, and those are my two favorite things. So I really honestly can't complain. I've been very, very happy the last several months. And I finally kind of feel rested because I haven't been on the road so much. And it's been good. I mean, I miss friendships and connections in that way. Although Zoom does, or whatever we're on right now, does kind of help. But no, it's been kind of a big break, which has been a welcome break from my end.
But I know that you've done a lot of producing projects, one for Warrant, for example. And are you heavily more? Is this allowing you to do more producing projects?
Yeah, I've done a couple. George Lynch and I did a covers record, which kind of came about in a bizarre way. He had sold some of his old records to the Cleopatra label, and they wanted to do a bonus track of one of his older records. So they asked him to do a cover song of kind of like a pop song. And so he called me up and he said, "Hey, you want to help me with this?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So we did it, and it came out really great. And as a result, the label offered us a very generous deal to do a whole record of covers. So we had a blast doing that. That was the first thing we did as we started it just before the lockdown happened. And we kind of continued it and finished it a couple months ago. That was so much fun. Then we started another End Machine record. We've written 11 songs for that. The goal is to have that recorded certainly by the end of the year. And I'm sure we will. Robert Mason is the singer on the End Machine, and he and I are going to probably start working and writing lyrics.
Who's in that? Who's in that?
So End Machine, the first record was George Lynch, myself, and Mick Brown, who was the drummer from Dokken, and Robert Mason singing. Well, Mick Brown has retired. He is no longer playing drums. Whoa. So we got his younger brother, Steve Brown, who he's kind of our Jason Bonham.
Wow, that's big shoes.
Yeah, so he's going to be playing on the next record.
Sure wasn't James Brown?
Want to know something? You know that Mick's middle name, Mick's Brown's his name is Michael James Brown. So Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was.
The Godfather of Soul, but we're talking about shoes, you know.
Yes, sir.
Get up.
So what's give me what were some of the tracks on this covers album? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
that's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Well, you remember the song "One of Us" by Joan Osborne, because it's all pop songs.
Really?
Yeah, we did "One of Us." You know, what if God was one? But we did it like Tool would do it. It's real heavy, really hard. It's very cool. Actually, after we got done, we were like, God, should we just save this music and write a different song around it? Because it was really cool. And it actually opens the record. It's great. We did a song called You Got the Love by Rufus, which...
Oh, yeah.
You got the love.
But we did it really deep and really funky and cool and heavy. It's great. Mark Tureen sang that, by the way, and he did an amazing job. I mean, I got to say, he just brought it. See what else? We did I Feel the Earth Move by Carole King. We did End of the World as We Know It by REM, just because it fits. We did Apologize by One Republic, but we did it kind of how would I explain how we did it? It's interesting. It's got a lot of textures to it. It gets real heavy on the chorus, but it's real atmospheric during the verses. There's a lot of that where we kind of go different angles, but generally get heavy during chorus. We did Music by Madonna. It sounds like Led Zeppelin did it. It's kind of cool. Led Zeppelin. Yeah, we did Kiss by Prince. That sounds like a cross between ZZ Top and I don't know who else. Like it kind of
and Casey and the Sunshine Band. I don't know.
No.
Are you? I mean, any chance that George and you would come to, say, a couple of the smaller venues around the country and perform the whole album?
Well, I mean, you know,
I'd love it. I know somebody would hire you.
I mean, I can't even get my head wrapped around even thinking about live shows right now.
Oh, sure, of course.
Like such a different universe. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I honestly
love it.
No idea. Right now, all I can think about is just studio stuff. Foreigner has a tour booked starting in October.
Yep.
And so far it's still on, but we'll see. I mean, you know, I kind of believe it when I get on the plane. So
right. Hey, you know what? I love the story of how Vinny, chime in, please, of how you all got involved with Dio and you guys together. I mean, that's a great story.
Hey, Jeff, you know, I'm doing these lessons online on Tuesdays, and this guy keeps going, can you play the intro to Don't Tell the Kids?
Don't Tell the Kids.
That's the album you played on, Angry Machines.
Oh, yeah. I thought you just don't talk to strangers.
No, this is later, Don't Tell the Kids.
Okay.
And it's a crazy intro, just wailing, and then we hit chords, but we put it together. So I listened to it, I go, oh my God, I can't play this. But I listened to the album. It's so bloody tight.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe we played like that.
It
was so tight.
And I remember all of that stuff live too. I mean, we did all that stuff live.
Holy crap!
I mean, you know, there were overdubs, obviously, and Ronnie redid most his vocals, but he was out there singing every day too. Yeah, and that was a pretty tight band at that point, man.
I listened to it and I went, oh my God. Like, what were we on? Coffee? Or
there they are.
A lot of that. So I think the story that you're referring to, Ron, is about my sprinklers, right?
Absolutely.
so
in your hand, man.
So Ronnie and Vinny and Jimmy and Tracy were playing right down the street from me. They were rehearsing right down the street, like probably a mile and a half, 2 miles, something like that. And you know, Jimmy was having some problems at the time, and so he didn't show. So Ronnie and Vinny decided, well, we got to do something. So they show up at my door one afternoon, just kind of out of the blue. I mean, we were friends anyway, so it wasn't that shocking of a thing. But so they show up and they say, hey, you know anybody that can play bass? You know, Jimmy's hasn't been showing. We need to do something. And I said, yeah, me. And they go, oh, great. Well, let's go jam. And I said, well, there's one problem. My sprinklers aren't working right now. And I'm really worried that, you know, my lawn's going to die and everything. And of course, if you know anything about Vinny, you know that he can fix anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Vinny is my father. Vinny's my father reborn.
Yeah, I bet he is. I bet he is. Anyways, Vinny's really good at that. And actually, Ronnie was very handy, too. So
Ronnie likes to do it, yeah.
Yeah, the two of them. And in fact, this even goes after the earthquake, the Northridge earthquake. I mean, Vinny and Ronnie, they were the repair gods. But anyway, so meanwhile, they said, well, where's your sprinkler thing? We'll fix it. So they literally, and they probably took maybe 10, 15 minutes, and they fixed my sprinklers. They got them all working. They go, okay, let's go jam. So we did. And that was the day I joined the band.
Fixed my sprinklers. I mean, that should be a song title.
It's a good song.
That sounds pretty nasty.
Yeah.
When I
can you fix my sprinklers, please?
What year was that? I don't know. Sometime in the 90s or something, I got a call in the morning. I was going to fix my sprinklers, right? I was going to go to Home Depot, get the shit, and I'm going to redo it. So I get a call at 7 in the morning. Sharon Osbourne's office. She goes, hold on for Sharon. Sharon gets on the phone. Vinny, yeah. Could you come to England and play with the boys? I said, absolutely. When do you want me to come? She goes, today. I said, no, I'm going to Home Depot to fix my sprinklers. So
see, it's a big deal.
Jeff will come and fix them.
Yeah. I said, are you kidding? Sprinklers, Black Sabbath, I got to go to Home Depot.
Wow, there's a theme here, man.
See?
Actually, Ronnie,
I like it.
I used to go to Home Depot with Ronnie all the time.
Oh, all the time.
Stuff at his house. And every time he went in there, the guys that working there freaking out, and Ronnie, hey,
That reminds me of the time I went to, I was hanging out with Paul Stanley, and I had that, remember Jeff had that big white Jaguar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I needed a muffler, so I went to Midas Muffler with Paul Stanley. This is when they had the makeup on, And
really?
Wow.
Yeah, so nobody knew what he looked like, So we're in the young guys at the desk. He goes, oh yeah, so we'll do this. And he goes, you guys playing a band? I say, yeah, we're playing a band. And he goes, yeah, I play a little bit too, And at the time I was with Rod Stewart having, top 10 albums, the top 10 videos and everything. And you got Kiss. This guy didn't know who he was talking to. And we were talking to him like we were, trying to make it. Then when we left, we said, man, he should only know who was in his shop.
Wow. You never know.
Funny.
Vinny, Ronnie has obviously come up a couple times. And I don't know, Jeff, if you heard about Carmine and Vinny's 10th anniversary of his passing. They did a song, which was a spectacular recording.
The Monsters and Heroes.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that.
Well, when we did our album,
wait. I said let's call Jeff too because he's a good friend. Carmine said, no, we don't Jeff.
I never liked Jeff.
I never liked him. I pretend I like him, but no.
Yeah, no, we did that song on our album, a couple of years ago, and originally it started. Paul Shortino wrote the lyrics. It was originally a King Cobra song.
Oh wow!
And then we gave it to Wendy for Ronnie's charity. And then when we did our album together, I said, Vinny, we should do this song. It's a great song. It's all about Ronnie. Monsters and Heroes, Dragons, and Rainbows in the Dark.
Oh, wow.
Monsters and Heroes, Search for the Sacred Heart. He's the man on the Silver Mountain. He's the singer. All these lyrics are in there. When we originally wrote it, Paul was writing it. We were writing it about our heroes, like when we were kids, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and that kind of stuff. And then Paul said, you know what? I want to write it about Ronnie. I said, that is unbelievable because, he was managed by Ronnie.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's the video there.
Hey, there's my green screen.
Yeah, right. Here's my kid. Yeah. Anyway, so we put it out, and then Vinny called on about 3 weeks before Ronnie's 10th year anniversary. Of his death, and he said we should do something for Ronnie. I said, yeah. What do you want to do? He said, why don't we do Monsters and Heroes? So we threw this whole thing together. I did my part on a freaking iPhone. I recorded the drums and everything on the iPhone.
Wow.
And
it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah, it sounded really good. And this is the band that we tour with, when we do gigs.
Cool.
And this guy Artie guitar player. He's very talented. He does videos. He does, engineering. He does it all.
Hey,
so that's what came out.
I hate to pause for a second, but you guys, my family's here and they want to say hi because they know.
Oh
you
yeah.
So this is Olivia, my daughter, who.
Hi, get down. We can't see you.
Who Vinny's known since she was a little baby, and Vinny.
Hi, Olivia.
She's gonna take her driver's test the day before you go.
Holy! So how old is she?
She's 16, and here's my wife. She's 17.
Yeah, wow, look at you. Wow, he's treating you well, huh?
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Nice to see you again.
Great.
You look great. You look great. Who's making the coffee?
Well, Olivia's actually really good at making coffee.
I know. She made the coffee for us.
That's
I remember when I used to live right up the street from you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I sold that. I'm in Florida now.
I know you are. I know you
it's
are.
awesome. I got this amazing house. A guest house converted into a studio.
Nice.
And I've got 2 acres of land, and it's
wow.
The only bad thing. It's hot now.
Oh my God! Well, it's hot here too, but
yeah, I know. It's like same kind of hot. At least out there, at nighttime it cools off. Over here, it stays the same.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So they're off to teach. My wife has a yoga studio, and she also teaches Pilates.
Oh, nice.
But she has to do it outdoors. Because of the pandemic. And I would normally be going, but I'll be able to do it on Zoom as soon as we're done here. But they're off to the studio to go do the Pilates. So, but they wanted.
You go to do the Pilates?
I usually do, but today I'm gonna have to do it by Zoom from the other room.
Yeah,
I like the frozen yogurt too.
I had my yogurt and my shake today, so.
Very good, very good. Well, actually, I meant to say you're looking quite good, Carmine.
It's built.
Not bad for 73, brother.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
My daughter.
And I still got my hair that people think is
That's
a week.
crazy, right there.
Right?
What's funny is 73 kind of sounds young to me.
It is.
It is young. No, but when you think about people die at 85, 87, it's not that far away.
Yeah. Well, you'll live to 100 and something.
Absolutely. I was going to say
that's my dog. That's my dog, Moses. He lived to 120.
Wow.
Moses, not my dog. Moses did.
That's 40 in dog years. That's pretty good.
There he is.
Oh, there you go. Who's that?
This is Bailey.
Oh, that's Bailey.
Bailey. Hi, Bailey.
She's 63.
Hey, Jeff. You
Yeah.
still got my beach chair in the garage?
I do.
Okay.
We have a little
I only got one beach chair. We go to the beach. He goes, I'll just bring a towel. Then after about an hour, he goes, I wish I had the chair. I sit on the chair. I can't lay on this.
He uses it when we record here because it's his.
Yeah, well, you got to make note. You got to make note that you recorded, produced Last in Line.
Well, yeah, we did the 2 albums at Jeff's studio. Kill the Sound, Kill the Drums, the whole thing.
It was great. It was great.
Great group.
And my beach chair.
It's funny. The 3 of us were together the day Ronnie passed away.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. At the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys were at the hospital that day?
Yeah, we were there for a few days, actually.
Yeah, I actually.
There were so many people. Remember, they gave us a room.
Yeah.
They gave us a room, like a big waiting room, just for us. Then you go out in the hallway, and everybody was in the hallway also. It's unbelievable. I mean, really a good show of respect to Ronnie.
We talk about Ronnie so many times on this program and, his musical prowess and just what an amazing performer he was. But, I really enjoyed today, and maybe you guys could expound on a little bit, like Ronnie the man, I mean, you talk about him being a handyman. You talk about just hanging out and going to Home Depot. I mean, I hear nothing but great things about him as a person.
I got to tell you a funny story. When I got married one time,
One of them times.
So I get in the car with my manager. I said, where are we going? He goes, we're going to go to the strip bar and have a drink with a couple of friends, for your marriage. And I said, okay, cool. So we get to the strip bar, walk in the door. Who do I see in the lobby of the strip bar? Ronnie. I said, Ronnie, what are you doing here? He goes, I come here sometimes. I said, oh, really? I walk in the strip bar, and it's all my friends. Next thing I know, I'm on stage with 40 boobs.
And then of course the hearing aid player.
Yeah, right? And it ends up, Ronnie arranged all that.
Yeah.
Right? He put it together, and I wouldn't be surprised if he paid for it. You know?
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I remember he paid for our my wife's batch. Oh, I guess it was her
bachelorette.
The bachelorette party. He paid.
Yeah, there you go. That was my bachelor party.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
That kind of a guy, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, so do you keep, Jeff, obviously you played on so many Dokken hits and records. Do you still keep in touch with Don and George?
Well, George all the time. I mean, George and I talk almost daily because we've had a couple projects going on. Plus, we're just friends, and we just, like to make fun of each other and that kind of stuff.
George covered a Cactus song on his album.
Well,
he did one way or another.
Oh wow! Well, you know what's funny? We always talk about the song "Evil" too.
Evil. Yeah, Evil has been recorded by Stone. Stone? What's the Cherry? I forgot the name.
Stone Tower?
No, a big
Temple Pilots.
Big Stone.
Stone Temple Pilots.
No, Stone Cherry's in the name. But anyway, them and then
73's kicking in.
Yeah, it is kicking in. Clutch did it last year. And this year, a new band with Mike Portnoy and his band has a bunch of initials. They did it. So that's become like a underground Cactus hit, that song.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We don't record it. We just rip it off and write other stuff.
Right. It's a rip off. That arrangement was ripped right off a Howlin' Wolf album, except we did it heavy. Wow. We did it heavy. Like you guys did your pop songs heavy. Yeah, we did it heavy in those days.
Good one, Gary. Blackstone Cherry.
Blackstone Cherry. Thank you.
Good job, Gary. Thank you.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
The other thing about Ronnie too is he had an amazing sense of humor. I mean, I don't know if people realize. I mean, between he and Vinny, and then throw me into the picture. The practical joke thing was crazy.
You got to give me one. Give me one.
Do you remember, Vinny, when we had a drum tech for a while? Really sweet guy, very dedicated drum tech. Probably not the sharpest tool in the shed, but more because he was just such a good guy. But anyways, we told him that we wanted to start doing some recording on the bus, and we had him start to bring in drums into the bus after the show, and we say, okay, I want you to go up and down the aisles testing how the snare drum sounds and tell us where the snare drum sounds best in the aisle of the bus. So and we say, okay, not let's see what it sounds like, because Vinny is going to be sitting, so can you kind of stand on one foot while you're doing it and walking down the aisle of the bus, and poor guys setting up tom-toms in the back lounge, and oh my God.
But we recorded the whole album there. It was great.
What a sense of humor.
We had a band called War and Peace, Jeff and I.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff had a cool rehearsal studio in Van Nuys, and we used to rehearse there all the time. So we decided, let's invite a whole bunch of people down and play for everybody, just have a little party. So we did, and Terry, our sister, Carmine and I's sister, came down. So Terry, come down, we're going to play tonight. So she came over, and the bass player, Michael, he was late. So we thought, he was like a half an hour late. So let's get him. So when he got there, we told him, dude, what happened, man? You're late. What the fuck? The girl from Atlantic's here, my sister. It's my sister. So, but in the meantime, before that, we detuned his bass. What we do? The wrong key, right?
Right.
And so come on, we got to play. She's going to leave soon. So he just puts on the bass. I counted in. You ready? Ready? 2, 3, 4. Bang! It's all attitude.
Oh man, that's funny.
And he was because he thought she was from the record label, which thank God she wasn't. But
and we stopped and just
she looks about as hip from a record label as your daughter.
Well, she looked more real, more authentic than the rest of the people that were there.
Yeah. And Carmine, this was 31 years ago. So.
Who was there?
God, I don't even remember.
Who'd you invite?
It wasn't a lot of people because it was like supposed to be like a showcase or something. So it was just
it was just the usual hanger-oners and second-outers.
Yeah, she might have been the only one.
Was that guy that played with you, the drummer that played with you in that band, Hollywood All-Star, Hollywood, what was it? Krieger.
No.
Krieger wasn't there?
No. This was 1989.
Pretty bad.
That's when Flesh and Blood.
Yes, it was. It was. We had to change the name to War and Peace by then, but yeah, it was the same basic band.
Yeah. Oh, really? You had to change the name?
Yeah, because the name got stolen from us. We were actually rehearsing while we were called Flesh and Blood, and this was late '88. Actually, we were rehearsing at Mates, which is a very popular rehearsal place in LA, and down the hall from us was a band called Dear Mr. President that was rehearsing. And anyways, they had a deal on Atlantic. And coincidentally, this is like a real funny coincidence. Mick Jones from Foreigner was producing their record. So he was even there while they were rehearsing down the hall from us. Well, next thing you know, a couple weeks later, we find out that they've changed their name to Flesh and Blood. And I'm not just a couple weeks after they rehearsed right down the hall from us, and they knew what we were called, trust me. So they changed their name to Flesh and Blood, so we had to change our name to War and Peace. Well, flash forward now, like, I don't know, a year and a half. Their record came out. It didn't do anything. And the leader of the band calls me up, and this is, like I say, this is probably now about 1990, 91, something like that. And he goes, "Hey, Jeff, listen, I know you used to have the name Flesh and Blood, and you had to change your name and everything, but I'm thinking, you know what? I'm kind of in a generous mood. I'd like to sell the name back to you." And I said,
how generous it was he?
What are you thinking, oh generous one? And he said, "I'm thinking 50 grand.
Oh my God.
I said, "We'll stay War and Peace, thank you."
Yeah.
Crazy. What a generous guy.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your Foreigner situation. You've been with them for a while. I know you hung out with Mick, and he brought you on. I loved it. We touched on this a little bit earlier, Jeff, when you guys actually recorded a live DVD at the Arcada Theater, and we're so excited to have, are you kidding, Foreigner at our place? But you guys killed it, and we're going to live with you forever on that DVD. Very excited. How did it all come about?
The DVD or me being in Foreigner?
Well, you being in Foreigner, I think it's amazing.
Me being in Foreigner started off because I had done a movie called Rockstar in the year 2000. And with me in that band was Jason Bonham, who was also in the movie. So during the course of the movie, we hit up a good, not only a friendship, but also a good musical rapport and everything else.
And that movie came out 2 days before 9/11.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was the end of that movie.
Yeah. But it actually ended up kind of having a life of its own,
a cult following. Kind of a cult following.
Well,
yeah.
Timing. It was like, oh man.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg was in that, wasn't he?
Mark Wahlberg, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
I was mad I wasn't in it.
I actually played on the demos when they were writing.
Yeah, that's right. Vinny, you played on the demos. That's right. You did. But anyways, so being in that movie, I connected with Jason Bonham. He ended up a couple years later, he started working with Mick Jones, and Mick wasn't sure whether he wanted to do a solo record or whatever he was going to do. But Jason kind of talked him into revamping Foreigner. And then they called me and they said, "You want to come down?" So I did, and we rehearsed for a few days and then just did this show up in Santa Barbara kind of off the cuff and quickly. But the chemistry was great, and it got Mick all excited, and he decided he wanted to revamp Foreigner. So we did. And I've been there ever since. And then what was the next question? Oh, the Arcada Theater. That happened because it's a great theater. And It's just, and it's a great town. St. Charles is a great town.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Hey, Ron, how much did you pay him to say that?
50 grand.
He allowed me, yeah.
And
it is. It's a great theater, and it was just a perfect place. And the vibe in the city and everything is really. It's a quaint town, but it's cool. The hotel was comfortable. Everything was right, and it was a great place. I mean, I think we spent like close to a week there when we did.
Yeah, it was incredible to have you guys, man. Hey, were you there pre-Kelly or after Kelly?
Pre-Kelly.
Okay, so how did that? Because I mean, some guys are just born to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
I almost had a band with Kelly, with Bob Daisley, Jeff Watson, me, and Kelly.
Yeah.
We used to drive up to Watson's house every weekend, and then it didn't work out. But I loved his voice. And he was a nice guy.
Oh man,
I loved his voice. A nice guy. Instead, we did the band with Joel Turner.
Right. Yeah, no, Kelly's a monster. He really is.
He is a monster.
Right. He
kicked around a long time before he jumped.
He sure did.
Really?
Yeah.
But boy, did he ever fall into this. I mean, it was the perfect thing to fall into.
Perfect.
Yeah, he nails it every night. And he's a great performer. And he's a pro. And I mean, seriously, I've seen the guy be sick as a dog and still sing great. You know, kind of like Ronnie. Ronnie was like that. Ronnie didn't matter what happened.
Well, most good singers can do that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You can just turn it on.
And you know, listen, foreigner music is not easy to sing.
Oh my God.
No, not easy.
I try every day in the car, man. It's impossible to hit something.
Oh, wow, you should have let me know.
Are they all on the original keys?
Well, we tuned down a half step now, but he can do them in the original keys. Generally when we record at 440. So
was there ever, like, as soon as he got into the equation, was there ever kind of a question? We're not really sure, or was it just, oh my God, this is the guy?
Well, yeah, it's funny you should say that. When he ended up auditioning, we actually had a gig booked. We had 3 gigs booked. I think it was that weekend. And we had another singer who was going to be doing them, you know, who we knew was not going to be a long-term guy, but he was already scheduled to do the shows.
I think I know that guy.
I think you do too. Anyway, but
I know, who was it? I don't know.
I can't say.
You tell me later, Vin.
Yeah, these are friends, you know, and I don't want to speak ill of him because he is a great singer, so I don't want to take it away from him. But when Kelly came down, it was just, I mean, he was just so obviously the right fit in every way. So when Kelly left, you know, we all sat down and Mick said, well, I don't know, what should we do? And we said, we got to get that guy. That's the guy. And he's like, I suppose you're right. So what do we do? So we ended up calling Ricky Phillips, who knew Kelly.
Yeah.
I actually knew Kelly, so I kind of vouched for him, but I'd never worked with him. So we called Ricky Phillips. Who else did we call? We called somebody. It wasn't you. No, it wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me.
But anyways, we made the decision, and Kelly had 3 days to rehearse the whole set, and then we went and did the first 3 shows.
Wow.
It's a lot like Ronnie Platt with Kansas. You know, he's actually a local guy who I've known him. We worked with him for years with a local band. This guy is a truck driver, 50-year-old truck driver, just doing weekend, you know, tribute shows and rock and roll festivals, just like that kind of thing. And he was on one of our festivals that Kansas was on. And he opened. I had him open for Kansas. And later on, he got together with Phil. And now he is, again, if you watch Ronnie Platt with Kansas, and you guys are going to be with him, right?
Well, we were supposed to be touring with them right now.
Right. Oh, so this new tour is not going to have Kansas?
Well, no, the tour that we're doing in October is mostly Indian casinos because we know that they won't be subject to, you know, closure from local ordinances and whatnot. But no, this summer would have been the tour with Kansas in Europe, but no.
Incredible.
We've toured with Kansas a lot, and I know those guys well, and I've seen Ronnie, and he is great.
Yeah, he's another guy just born. I'd love to see Ronnie and Kelly do a freaking song together, man.
We almost did.
Really?
Well, I mean, this summer.
Yeah,
Oh, that would have. Oh man, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh my gosh, I don't want to, spoil anything, but man, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Well,
hey Ron, I have a question for you. How come your video looks so good today, and your sound usually it's all crapped out and
What do you do?
I don't know.
What do you do?
I work on my craft. I'm like you guys. I practice,
maybe he had Vinny build him a studio.
Yeah, Vinny built this studio with these pictures of these old
I
dead
built
guys.
the China closet too.
The China closet.
You want to know something? Vinny actually built my very first computer.
That's right.
20 plus years ago.
And Jeff,
I didn't realize you actually. I mean, there's one thing to be a handyman that fixes sprinklers, but a guy who builds computers.
Hey, at one time, Vinny worked for Verizon when he got out of the music business for a couple of years. So you call, tech support, and you get Vinny.
Wow.
Yeah, I did it because I enjoyed doing that. That takes the time off. But I used to tell people, okay, so you can't connect. Okay, go to control panel, go to device manager, right click, delete that file. Delete it. Then I would go, oh, wait a minute. Did you delete it?
Oops. Another prank.
You got it. Did you delete it? Yes, I deleted it.
Oh, shit.
Okay, that's okay.
Hey, wait, hang on. Best Buy's on the phone. They need an IT guy.
Oh God.
Oh, those guys.
Now you've got.
I'm sorry, Vinny's not a geek.
Yeah, the Geek Squad captain. He'd be like a captain, like the
Drum Monster and Computer Monster.
Yeah.
I took apart my faucet. I fixed that last week.
Oh, you can take apart a whole house. You could build
Put
a house.
in the dishwasher. I put in a new dishwasher. I fixed the dryer. I'm wailing.
Actually, you
That's
fixed
amazing.
not too long ago too.
Yeah, Jeff had in the studio. He had a lint problem. I noticed his dryer. Hey, look at the back. Besides the squeak, I go, there's so much effing lint back here. It's going to cause a fire. So I fixed that for Jeff.
Yes, he did.
Phil Susan and I, we repaired Jeff's door in the studio while Vivian's doing solos. And Phil and I, and Phil's filming this, now we're putting in the and we fixed Jeff's door. So it was back to new. So we're good.
You guys are. And you're right.
Then he goes to my sister's house, the Atlantic representative.
Yeah.
He goes to her house and fixes everything.
Of course.
It's amazing.
I've never been to one. I've always wanted to go, but this is a little here. Yeah, I know.
Oh, to your dryer.
I know. I need something fixed up, and I'm gonna fly in. I've got a microwave on the fritz. I've never been to one, but I know you guys did one together a couple years back. These fantasy camps. Are those things really? I mean, how does it work? Do you really get up close and personal with the fans? Are they kind of a little bit? Here's your hour, and they sequester you.
Well, you did it, Jeff, right?
Yeah. I mean, basically, they get all the people together, and you kind of audition to see which band you're going to be in. I'm talking about the campers who participate, and at least on the one I did, I was one of the counselors. So I picked the people that I wanted in my band, and actually, it's funny because one of the people that I picked who could play guitar is to this day one of my very best friends. And we talk all the time. He lives in DC. He's quite a dude, man. Quite an amazing dude, and can play guitar quite well. So I made a good pick there. And actually, my band was pretty good because everybody else was trying to pick people that they thought were going to get camera time because what was it?
VH1.
VH1 was doing a special or something, and I didn't give a crap about that. I just wanted to have good players because I didn't want to be frustrated all the time. So I got people I got a drummer that could at least keep a beat. A lot of people, their drummers were terrible. My guy could actually.
Was that Carmine?
Oh man,
I'm sorry, I don't do those fantasy camps. I did them before they became cool. When David used to do it in the Gibson place in New York. The Gibson played Gibson owned Slingerland. I was playing Slingerland. So I went around and did when they hire you, like Kiss's guys, they go around to all the bands. So I did that because I was on salary to Slingerland. And that was before he started bringing in the huge names,
Oh, yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. But I think me and Vinny are going to do a master class online for them in November.
I did one. I think it was in July. I did one. Yeah, it's cool. It's very, very cool.
Online?
Yeah, I did one online. It was like a Zoom thing. Yeah.
Well, we're going to do one together, so that's the end of Zoom. When we both play together.
I think we start a new channel called Bang.
Well, we're going to have to do it in the studios and put the compressors on so we don't blow up the computers. We were talking about that the other day. How are we going to play, together, live on Zoom? It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I'll let Vinny. I'll let Vinny, the Geek Squad, figure that one out.
The Geek Squad. Sorry, Vin. Sorry.
I'll have a great sound. I'll put a little mic on Carmine.
I also did a producer rock and roll fantasy camp long ago, which was really cool, by the way. It was one of the bands, I forget how they decided which band, but one of the bands got to come in with me and record for 2 days, which was really fun. And again, I had like a singer that could sing, and the band they could kind of hold their own. So it was very, very cool. I don't know. I think the main attraction of it is you get a pretty good idea of the experience. I mean, it's not the same as being in a band, of course, or recording a record, but you get an idea. You get a glimpse of it. And for my take, I would say if you have that kind of disposable income, it's well worth it, because it's how else are you going to hang around people like that and do those experiences except for through camp?
But I think it's also a function of the personality, like a guy like you who's generous with your experience. Because on my side of the world, I've had my experiences with you guys. Some of you guys are amazing. You're amazing. But then there's the other guys that hold it down. And I've seen some of these names on the fantasy camps, and I couldn't imagine them doing this on a one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three with bands, because they're such jerks otherwise. It's tough.
Well, those guys don't do it. They just walk around and walk into the classroom, say hi to everybody. And then they go to the next classroom, say hi to everybody.
Right.
And then they'll do some sort of Q&A, a meet and greet or something,
And that's it. But they don't really become a friend to these people. And not that you should become friends like you did with your one guy that you keep in touch, but just during that experience, be friendly, open, and because these guys are like dying to be, they want to be like you, It's very generous of you.
Well,
I had one girl in my band that was a beginner. She really couldn't play. She's
just a rich dad, huh?
A beginner. I go, what are we going to do? So we got another guitar player to fill in so we could rehearse. Then when we went to play wherever we played at the Hard Rock, I turned her off in the PA, right? And I told her, I'm going to put you really low. And and she got on stage and started doing like Pete Townsend and running around and shit. And she had the best time. And I said, you weren't in the PA. She goes, I don't care. I had so much fun, man. She looked great.
Well, there you go. Then I bet you won.
These things have been around for a long time. Ludwig Drum Company used to do these things called the symposiums. And remember, Vinny, when we went to the one with Joe Morello?
Yeah.
When you were like, how were you, 9 or 10 years old?
Jesus.
Something like that.
Yeah.
10 years ago?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Not up here.
But it was the same idea. You get all these people coming, they pay a little bit, they get to hang with everybody. You get concerts at night, it's a really great idea.
We have fun. The ones we do, there's days where all the campers come in and they'll put us in the room, like me and Rudy Sauza, and then whoever walks in, hey, you want to jam or play some whatever, Zeppelin, Sabbath, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like jamming, like when I grew up in Brooklyn, used to go to somebody's house their parents left for the weekend. Hey, Tony's house, there's nobody home.
Yeah. How about my house, Vinny, when you wrecked it that time?
I wrecked his house. And just jam with everybody and shit. So you don't get to do that anymore. So it's a cool experience for us too.
I know.
Hey, Jeff, every week, obviously we're hanging and banging. We got these two legendary, iconic drummers on this program, and we've had many of their drummer friends. And we talk about the legends. We talk about other legends that they admired. You got the two that keep coming up: Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich. Who is the Gene Krupa / Buddy Rich of bass players for you?
Chris Squire from Yes. He was the guy that really got me really excited about playing. I was one of those prog guys for a long time.
Your first band was a prog band, wasn't it?
Well, I wouldn't say first band. I mean, I had been in a couple bands by the time I even heard prog music, but when I heard him, that was what made me very, very serious, and I started practicing real hard and trying to get licks and everything.
Did you want to get that sound?
I wanted to get that sound. That was the whole thing. And in fact, for years, I played a Rickenbacker bass through 12s and the whole thing. And yeah, that was my thing. Then I branched out a lot, of course, and then I had already been into like Zeppelin and Deep Purple and Sabbath and that kind of thing before that. So then I kind of incorporated them all together. So I would say my main guys, Chris Squire is definitely number one. And then, McCartney, just melodic bass.
Had to be.
Brilliant bass lines, just so perfect for the song, the tone, everything. And John Paul Jones. I mean, John Paul Jones to me is just so incredible. His feel, his note selection, everything about what he did was just so phenomenal. And then you got, a guy like Cliff Williams from AC/DC who just lays it down, but it feels so good, and it's got the right pulse and it's got the right flow, which is, to me, the older I get, the more I don't care about notes anymore. I just care about how it feels. And when it feels
that's a true pro.
Well, and it's easier.
Well, I don't know if it's easier. I mean, it is. It's less, maybe adventurism on the playing side, but if you're not with the right people and if you don't have the feel, it's all about the chemistry, and it's about how everybody feels playing together. And to me, that's the high point. That's when it's magic, and that's when it's more than just sitting down there with a drum machine and playing bass. It's got to be electric. And trust me, I've played with both of those guys at the same time. That's adventurous.
I bet.
Yes, it is. Hey, Ron, you haven't asked that question about that.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Okay,
catch him off guard.
All right. No, it's not that big of a deal. This isn't a TMZ question, believe me. No, it's just something that I'm a memorabilia collector. Actually, that's how this question, guys, came about. I always, over the years, I've been doing this myself. About 35 years, and my relationships with all you guys. I keep a drumstick. I get the pick. I get a picture. All that stuff. Is there anything in your collection that is like something that is so cool, or something so near and dear to your heart, that someone gave you, or a piece of memorabilia, or something you would grab if your house was on fire?
Oh yeah, a lot of that. You know what? I will give you a virtual tour right now of a few of those things. So that's my 63 T-Bird bass. Hold on. 63 T-Bird bass, which is in such incredible condition. And it's actually got the original mutes and all this other stuff that you never see. That's my my Hofner Beetle bass that is great. But that's not one of the biggies. I'll show you some of the biggies. Okay. For instance, this is my 64 Fender God, I'm terrible at angles. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Okay. This is a 64 Fender electric 12-string that I used to rent from Andy Brower's in North Hollywood. And it's just this amazing 12-string. And for years I would say, Andy, let me buy that 12-string. He said, no way, man. Dylan, Harrison, Petty, they've all tried to buy it from me. They've all rented it.
Wow.
Incredible guitar. And years went by. Finally, in the early 2000s, Andy Brower calls me up and he says, hey, dude, you still want to buy that 12-string? I said, yes. And so I paid a little too much for it, but you know what? It's worth it because it's just an incredible, it's just the best electric 12-string I've ever played.
Now, and you didn't pay too much for it.
No.
Well, not by today's standards, no. All right, then here's one of my
See you,
other.
Jeff. Bye. Oh, there.
Here's my baby. This is my 58 P bass that I've had since 1986.
Wow.
Played on all the Dio records. Played on a lot of records. Played on MSG records. Played on you name it. This has been my go-to bass for recording for 34 years. It's just this bass is just incredible. It just has a sound and a feel like no other bass I've ever had. Okay, I'm going to show you one more thing. Hang on.
How cool is this, huh? Finally hit a jackpot here, guys.
Here's my Slingerland drums.
So this is my 55 Les Paul.
Wow.
That was refinished in the 1960s to look, sunburst. It was originally a gold top, and it originally had these things called T-top pickups, which when I bought this thing, I hated the way they sounded, but I loved the way this played, and I loved the way it looked. So Andy Brower, once again, found me some real live 59 PAF pickups, and this guitar just sounds incredible. And put this through a Marshall, and you have that ultimate 70s rock tone. Vivian used this on several overdubs on the Last in Line record.
Really?
So used this. Mick Jones has used this. It's just a great guitar. Great guitar. All right, so those are my valuables. Let me put it away, and I'll come back on.
So he's going to need a whole van or a Sprinter van to do this. He's not going to.
Greg Lake.
He's not going to.
Greg Lake did that.
Yeah, you're going to need a truck.
I would, because I got a lot of instruments here that I really love, and I really use.
Wow.
But I don't have
any.
Carmine, got any extras?
Do you have any?
I got a 1924 Ludwig Black Beauty snare drum. I just got back from LA.
They had Black Beauties in 24.
1924. I have it in the other room, but it's too far to go get. The show will be over by the time I bring it back.
For someone your age, yeah.
Oh, hold on a minute.
I'm sorry.
Hold on a minute. Say that again so I can go.
Oh man. Hey Jeff, you know what? You are like one of the cool ones, man. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
It was fun. It was fun.
And I was going to say hello again to the lovely Olivia, because I have an Olivia. I actually have a Juliana who's going for her driving test in a week or two. Same age. And she was going to be named Olivia, but we decided to name her Juliana. We love the name Olivia. So our best to her and good luck to her, because I know what you're going through in them parking lots right now. I know. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So we wish you health and safety.
Thank you.
We hope you guys are all you guys are just healthy and safe. I mean, I love these guys so much. It's an honor for me to be a part of this every week. I know we thank Ben, our producer, of course, Steve Love from Love Productions, who's telling me that, I don't know if you know this, Carmine, but do you know that the Rod Stewart Experience is going out in 21? I guess so.
I guess so. I don't know.
I guess what he's telling me here.
I don't know what anything's going out in 21.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
We're supposed to do Cactus, Rick Derringer, and Pat Travis as a tour. So that would be fun. I'd like to do that.
I know where that would be coming. So believe me, I'm dying. Yeah. So anyway, I wish you guys all health, safety, happiness. Again, Jeff, thank you for joining us.
Jeff,
this
good
week.
to see you, bro.
Yeah, Jeff.
Guys, really good.
Thank you.
These guys know how I feel about them.
Yeah, man.
They're the best. All right.
Bye-bye.
Really appreciate it.
Ciao. Bye, you guys.
All right.
Bye, guys.
All right. We'll be hanging and banging. Artists on lockdown. Press, like, share, everything. We want you here next week.
Next week, we got Jorgen Carlson from Government Mule, bass player.
Wow.
Yeah, he's badass.
It's an amazing. We're going to have an all-star band. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. See ya.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Great week.